Lions and Titans this week from Ford Field, 1 o'clock game. The Detroit Lions and the Tennessee Titans. And to help us talk about it as we kick off hour number 2 here, Dave McInnes, Titans radio analyst, former head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. Coach Mac, how are you, my friend? Thanks for the time.
Thanks, Coach.
Guys, I'm good. Pardon the sunglasses. I just walked in off the field, and it's hot here in Nash Vegas.
Nash Vegas, is that what you calling it over
That's
there?
what it's called.
I love that. I never heard that.
Y'all ever been here?
I actually was in Nashville last April.
Mm-hmm. I've been to Memphis.
Nash Vegas.
Yeah, go down Broadway Monday through Sunday. It's Nash Vegas.
Fair enough, Coach. Thanks so much for the time, Coach. When you look at the Detroit Lions from a 10,000-foot view and you see this football team, what do you see?
Well, I see probably, I think, in my opinion, and I watch all of the league very closely, that they're one of the 2 best complementary football teams playing in the National Football League right now. They've got a very, very balanced roster. They complement each other very well, all 3 phases. And then the quarterback, I mean, I was with Brad Holmes, Ray Agnew, Randy Carthon here. We were all together at the Rams when we drafted Jared Goff. And he's playing as good a quarterback as anybody in the National Football League right now. And Dan Campbell, you got Big T. Williams there that was with us, coaching the defensive front. I know most of those coaches. They're doing a fabulous job. I think they're among the top 2 teams in the NFC right now.
Hey, Coach, Brother Noah, it's here. Good to have you on the show. Question for me. Brian Callahan has taken over for this year. What type of coaching style? What do you see difference between Brian Callahan and Mike Vrabel? Different coach. And also, I played for his father, Bill Callahan, when I was with the Jets, so shout out to Coach as well. What do you see the difference in style of coaching between Callahan and Vrabel?
Yeah, I'll tell Big Coach Callahan. You said what's up.
Please.
The thing about that, yeah, they're 2 different. I mean, one, of course, Vrabel, made all of his bones on the defensive side of the ball, both as a player and as a coach. And so the approach, clearly is a little bit different. On this side of it, with Brian Callahan, he's also calling the plays on offense now. He brought the offense in that he's been in, which is, from all the way from the Mike Shanahan through the Tom McVay. All of that stuff. He has brought in here, so it's a complete different switch offensively. Used to ever since I've been associated with the Titans, 8 years as the coach with Fisher, and then when I first started broadcasting here, it's been one running back centric offense. It's different now that Derrick Henry is in Baltimore doing his thing. So it's just a different approach offensively. Defensively, I've coached with most of these guys. They're on Denard Wilson's staff. Their approach defensively is not a whole lot different, but the offensive approach is different than it was under Vrabel.
Hey, go ahead.
Please.
Ryan. Now, I was just going to say, let's talk about Will Levis a little bit. You talk about that offense.
Yeah.
Will Levis, this is the first year that he started as a full-time quarterback. What type of growth has he had from year 1 to year 2, and where's he getting better at? Because it does seem like he's making some strides this season.
Well, he is, but not enough. Not enough, and not quick enough. And he's derailed himself early on in the year with a couple of really poor decisions in ball games. When you had a chance to kind of flip it. Now, they've had 3 ball games they've been very close in. 2 ball games, the Packers and the Buffalo Bills that have kind of boat raced him in the second half. But Will Levis, his development, and that was all about bringing an offensive coach in here and to be able to develop him. So I would say he's still got a ways to go. He really does. This offense has started off. It's start and stop in spurts. It's not as smooth and in rhythm as I know that Brian Callahan wants it to be. So I would say that Levis and the entire offense has more work to do, and that's coming directly from the head coach.
Coach Mack,
Appreciate that.
is it doubly? I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but when you see what rookies like Caleb Williams, and by the way, Tennessee should have beaten Chicago in the first game of the year, but when you see what Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels are doing just so quickly, does that kind of put pressure on Will Levis as well when other fan bases around the league, Nashville Titans, our Tennessee Titan fans say, look at these guys, what they're doing. Why can't our guy do that?
Well, I mean, that type of exterior pressure. I mean, you got a former player right there with you. You can't let that bother you. I've been around long enough. This is my 40th season in the league in a row. So I've been around quarterbacks that have taken time. I've been around some. I was with Jake Plummer when I was at Arizona that came on pretty quickly as soon as we put him in. So I think it's up to the individual first. But as far as your question to the exterior pressure, if you ever start letting that seep in to what you're trying to do developmental-wise, then you're worrying about the wrong thing.
Hey, Coach Mack, KG in the sound booth. Pleasure to talk to you. And I wanted to ask you about Terrell Williams, the defensive line coach formerly of the Tennessee Titans. We get him this year, and I think he's done a damn good job so far. Got Aiden Hutchinson to his highest sack total, before the gruesome injury that he took. But I wanted to ask you, can you just speak to the type of coach that Terrell Williams is?
Oh, he's really good. He's really good. I've been very fortunate in my career, starting out, with Mike Ditka, and going all through my career, all the way up the ladder to a head coach. I've been around some really good defensive line coaches. Jim Washburn here, Mike Waffle at the Rams. Big T is right in that group. And it takes a special type of a coach to wrangle those guys because they're different. Defensive linemen are different, and they have to be. And T did a tremendous job here. He did a great job with Jeffrey Simmons early on. Getting him going. Much respect for Big T Williams. And plus, he's a tremendous coach. The players trust him, but he's even a better human being. Tell him Coach Mack said hello.
You got it. Hey, Coach Mack. Again, thanks for coming on with us. Your former head coach. Do you miss coaching, or do you love at being an analyst? Because I can just hear you right now. You'd be awesome to listen to calling a game.
You know what? I really seriously, I had another year left on my contract at the Rams when they called me, to come do this. I mean, I was just chilling on Malibu Beach. I was doing fine. And so they called me, and Mike Keith, who's a Hall of Fame broadcaster who's been here for all 25 years that the Titans/Oilers have been in Nash Vegas. And he said, hey, Coach Mack, we'd love for you to do this. Because I was here with him for 8 years when I was with Jeff Fisher. I never thought about doing it. I jumped in my F-150 pickup, drove from California to Nashville in 2 days and went up in the booth. They had no idea what I was going to do and started calling the Jets preseason game. And after about one quarter, the program director asked me to take my headphones off. I thought, well, here it comes. I'm getting ready to get sent back to California. And he said, Coach Mack, don't ever do anything different, please. And so here I am. This is 8 years later, and I'm still here. I love it. I absolutely love it. Do I miss coaching? I love coaching. But I still get to be involved with the team. I get to be involved at the Combine. I'm involved at the Senior Bowl. I'm doing a lot of the stuff that I was doing as a coach. I prepare games the same way. I just don't sit in the meeting room with the players anymore.
That's awesome, man. We hear Mike Keith call all the time, looking back in history, the Music City Miracle. That was a phenomenal call. I know you weren't there for that one, but that was phenomenal. But looking ahead, the Titans now looking at a new stadium. How is that progressing? When will that open up?
It's going to open in 27. It's being built right on the parking lot, right next to the present Nissan. This will be new Nissan, and this is the third stadium build I've been involved in my coaching career. I was the head coach out there in Arizona when we got that thing going out there. Clearly, I was with Fisher when we moved from St. Louis to LA, and we're involved with SoFi going up.
Wow.
And this thing here it's going up. It's amazing the technology they've got. Once they get those forms built and once they get those girders up, then it starts going up quick. 27 will be the year.
Is it going to be a dome?
No, but it's going to have that translucent roof thing. Everybody's into that roof thing right now, and that's what it's going to have, because they would like to be able to have just like all of these that are being built now. It's going to be a multi-purpose facility for a lot of different types of events. Of course, the Titans being the main one. But it's going to be, it's high tech, just like all of these things
Sure.
are high tech. I mean, I coached there at new Ford Field very early when I was the head coach of the Cardinals, and Mooch was the head coach there at the Lions. In fact, it was Anquan Bolden's first game. We came in there.
He had 200 yards, didn't
he? He tore it up.
I remember.
And really, Jeff Blake will tell you, if he could have hit him on a crossing route, he'd have had over 300 yards.
Wow.
That's instant butt candy and nuts. Anyway, to me, that stadium there in Detroit is a great stadium. First of all, it's great for the crowd. It's a great atmosphere. I'm looking forward to going back up there.
And when you're here, how do the Tennessee Titans beat Detroit? What does Tennessee have to do to come in here and beat Detroit?
Well, the first thing you've got to do is you can't self-sabotage yourself. We're not talking about giving the ball back. They don't need any help. You can't give the ball back to them when you're on offense. That's huge. I think this is going to be a huge field metrics game, because I mean you're going to have to make them go the long way. You're going to have to be able to try to take the ball away from them to shorten the field. As I said, I think Jared Goff and that offense are playing just about as good as any offense in the league, and I'm so happy for Jared, because we chose him number one for a reason. We thought he was the best pure thrower of the football coming out in that draft. He's proven that evaluation correct. But the whole way that whole offense works, I mean, you can't afford to give them any kind of an opening, because they're going to take it. And then even though they lost Hutchinson, which I hate for them, because Hutchinson is a phenomenal player, but they've got a really, really good defense. It's very opportunistic. I love the way the two safeties are playing back there. So you can't give them anything. And the Titans right now, they're not in any spot as to where they can give their opponents anything, because that's the edge they're working on right now.
Coach, is it going to be Mason Rudolph, and who's he going to throw to now that D-Hop is gone?
Well, hopefully he throws to who's open. That's what I was saying.
That's a good answer.
Let's start with that brilliant coach deduction. How's that?
Sounds good, Coach.
Yeah, throw to the open guy, and let's protect him so that he can be upright.
God bless you.
Yeah. So anyway, if Mason's in there, I mean that's what he has to do. That goes along with what I'm saying. The margin for error right now against the Detroit Lions, the way they are playing, is very, very small. I think Coach Campbell has done an awesome job, he and his staff, with that football team.
Hey, Coach, last one. DeAndre Hopkins gone. Derrick Henry gone in the offseason, which is still getting used to not seeing him in a Titans uniform. But is there any more defensive players maybe that might be on the chopping block up for sale here in the next couple of weeks? Because, boy, I'll tell you, the Lions could use a couple of defensive studs.
You know what? If I were still in the role I was in for 31 years making decisions for the club, I can tell you, I'm not in those anymore. As close as I am with Rand Carthon, he tells me exactly zero about the moves he's going to make. So I'm always going to be honest with you. Hell, I don't know.
I appreciate that.
Good stuff. Well, Coach Mack, thanks so much for the time. Enjoy I know it's you're not here for long, but hopefully the city of Detroit treats you well when you're here.
It's a lot cooler here.
Guys, if you're ever in Nash Vegas, hit Coach Mack up. I know a few people.
I'm coming to see you. I'm coming to see you.
I got you.
How great is that? How great is that? Thanks, buddy. You bet. Dave McInnes, former head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, longtime coach for the Rams as well, on Jeff Fisher's staff. Pretty good stuff.